Alec. I'm here doing another review for you guys, and I apologize for being absent so much in the last couple of months. I've been really busy. I recently moved to Colorado. I recently got married, and then I also got a new job on top of everything else. So it's been kind of a crazy couple of months for me. I've been trying to do a lot of gear testing and different things like that. I've gotten actually quite a bit of new items recently, so I'm really excited about testing some of them out. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. It's going to be kind of sporadic lately, or the next couple of years, I'm sure, because my new job is kind of taking up a lot of my time. And basically, my job does provide me to be outdoors every day, which is kind of an awesome. It's an awesome experience. So I get to do a lot of gear testing. I'm sure that I would normally not get to do, especially in an extreme environment, kind of like Colorado. It can be hot one second, next thing you know it's raining, next thing you know it's snowing, next thing you know it's sunny again. So the extremes up here are kind of nice. So it really gets to test me physically, and then all my gear it gets to test them to the limit. So it's kind of great. Then I get to see how comfortable things are for long periods of time. I get to wear different clothing, so maybe I might start doing some clothing, which would be great. Because I got a lot to say about some of the things I bought lately, or have had for quite some time, and I'd like to just kind of fill you guys in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this review. I know I'm sorry being a little bit long-winded. I'll try to get through this as fast as possible so you guys will get to the goodness. So thank you for bearing with me for the last 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Welcome to the Fiskers X7. All right, so this is the Fiskers X7. I've had this for approximately 5 months now. Since the last time I did a review, I basically got it, and I've been kind of testing it out since then. So the X7 is pretty awesome. I would say this is a great backpacking hatchet. It replaced my Gerber pack axe, which was a little bit shorter. The handle length on this is exactly 14 inches. It weighs approximately 22 ounces, 22.8 ounces or 22.6 ounces, something like that. And then the axe head itself weighs 1.2 pounds. So it's not too heavy. I would say it's the perfect size for a backpacking axe. You can stick it in your pack and not have to worry about the weight. You can haul it around and just, get business done. If you could only take one thing with you, I would highly recommend that a hatchet or an axe of some sort is going to be the primary thing you need to take, especially when you're doing outdoor backpacking or any kind of tools, because it's so useful. Let's see. So we'll start down here with the handle. Basically, a handle is made out of some sort of fiberglass composition. When I got this, I basically was interested in the fact that it was fiberglass because a lot of the things I do outside, I'm in the rain, I'm in the elements, and being in the elements, it's really important to have a handle that basically is composited of something that's not going to rust, something that's not going to fall apart like wood, and something that's going to be able to absorb a lot of shock and take a beating, and then at the same time keep the axe attached to the head. I have had wooden handled axes in the past, which I had to replace the handle because it wiggles loose or what have you, and they start kind of falling apart, and you got to replace them. Now that is a lot of fun, replacing an axe handle or doing that kind of work. It's just that when I'm out in the field, I don't really want to have to worry about my axe head flying off or my handle breaking and having to make a new one, because I don't really want to spend that kind of time, worrying about the fact that my axe head is coming to the end of its time. So I like the fact these fiber composition handles are pretty absorbent. They can pretty much outlast most weather extremes, whether it's hot or cold. They're not going to melt in the sun, and they're not going to break in the snow. This was designed in Finland, so I know for a fact it can withstand the snow and the extreme temperatures that happen there. A lot of people will complain because a lot of the plastic handles and things that some of these axes come with, especially some of the cheaper plastic handled axes, they tend to break under those kind of stresses, especially extremes. But I have a feeling that this thing is going to outlast a lot of those kind of products, and I'm really going to be interested to test this thing out during the winter time up here in Colorado. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. And then two, I just have always really liked Fiskers. They've always had a great brand. Gerber paired up with them, and they started doing the Pack Axe series and all those other axes I'm sure you guys have seen everywhere else. So it's kind of a great series. And honestly, I like Gerber, but I just kind of wanted to step away from them, and I wanted to go with the original. So I got myself a Fiskers, and I really like the way that Fiskers has presented this axe a lot better than I think the Gerber brand has. And I like the black with the orange. It's high visibility. If you drop it, lose it, you're going to be able to find it. The fact that it's durable and rugged, just like Fiskers, brand has been for the last 360 years that they've been around. This thing is going to outlast the owner. So I really like that. So kind of getting back on course here. So you have the handle, which is great. Let's work up here on the business end. So basically this is the plastic guard that comes with it. It's just a simple snap off guard. So you just snap it up and then you remove it, and that's it. So it's basically a very simple snap system. It closes and locks on the blade there. It's not going to come loose. I would say this is great for someone who has a garage and wants to hang it up on the wall or whatever. It's got a nice nail groove here that you can hang it on. I would say it's very simple and functional, but at the same time, this could be better. So Fiskers, I don't know if you're listening or watching this video, but I think you guys can design a little bit better system here that's going to be a little bit simpler, especially for persons who are going to be outside and doing a lot of backpacking. So just kind of one word of advice, kind of throwing that your way. So I'm going to throw this away. I mean, not throw it away, put it right over here, and we're going to move on. So here's the business end. This is the axe head. Like I said before, it's 1.2 pounds. It is a mixture. It is kind of a sandwich, what I would like to call a sandwich axe, where they have a lesser steel mixed in with a probably higher carbon steel here. And I'm not sure if this is some sort of stainless steel or not. I'm not really sure. I haven't had any rusting problems, especially since it's coated with this titanium nitride coating. And I think that's a titanium nitride coating. I'm not really sure, and that helps prevent a lot of that rust prevention onto the blade. I haven't had any rust form yet. Even on my old pack axe, even when I left it out in the rain or things, I would have a few specks of rust, but nothing I couldn't take off with a little bit of sandpaper or steel wool. So that's kind of I know for a fact that this is durable. I know the coating that they put on this is pretty durable. I know it's going to outlast the axe itself, and it's going to help kind of prevent all that rust and corrosion from eating away at the blade. Which so many high quality axes like Weatherlings or any of those $120 axes that you're going to buy that are the same size, this thing is going to give it a run for its money, because those axes, I believe, have high carbon steel heads, and they can rust up if you don't take care of them. And I'm not saying that those brands aren't awesome. They really are, and they truly have been. I'm just saying that Fiskers does it right for the price that you're going to get. This $35 axe is just going to really give those kind of axes a run for their money. This axe is relatively sharp. I have kept the edge really nice and sharp. It's really easy to sharpen, and I think that's because of the carbon steel that they squeezed in here is really good quality. And I'm not sure if it's 1095 or if it's something else. I'm sure it's some sort of Swedish carbon steel or some sort of Finnish carbon steel. I'm not really sure. The axe head has a pommel on the back, so you could use it to hammer in tent stakes or whatever you got to do. So overall, though, this axe is very functional. You can use it in many different roles. I've used it quite a bit, as you can see. Got a lot of wear and tear up here on the edge, and I haven't taken off too much of that material. Some of that is from sharpening. Some of it is from actually using it in the field. So I haven't really used it as much as I would like to, but I have used it a bit, and I know enough that based on the pack axe that I had previously, that this thing is going to be awesome. And the reason originally why I got this, I'm not sure if I said it before, was I just needed a longer handle, and this kind of gives me a little bit more handle grip, which is kind of nice, because you want a longer handle, especially if you're going to be doing backpacking, to kind of do a little bit more wood processing. So this thing kind of gives you the girth that you need, or the length that you need to kind of perform those tasks. And then you can also choke up on it and do fine work and carve and do carving. So really great handle, really great axe, really, really weatherproof and bomb-proof, really. I mean, you could just really take this out in the woods and just destroy it, and I'm sure it would still keep going. They were really smart in the way that they did the way that they profiled the edge of the blade. It does not touch the plastic, so it kind of glances the wood off of the plastic, and you can kind of tell there's a little bit of a gap in between the plastic head and the where the metal and the plastic kind of meet, which is kind of nice. That means that when you're striking, the wood is being pushed away from the handle, and it's not going to get caught under here and cause cracks or anything to the head. Although on mine there's a little bit of wear and tear. I think that's just from the way I was striking the wood. So it's kind of nice the way that they did that. I think it was pretty smart. They're really thinking, and they're thinking of the dynamics too of the person that's going to be using it, because they know for a fact the person's going to be sweating when they're using the handle. So the orange section of the handle here is kind of a grippy rubber, but it's not so grippy that it's sticky. I would say that it's a positive reinforced grip. So that's kind of nice. And they were just kind of thinking about it, they just thought about the dynamic of this whole entire tool, which is really great, and I think it's functional and it works really well. I think that's all I got to say about this thing. I think it's awesome. I think you should go out there and get one. They're around the $35 range. I'm sure you can find them for cheaper. Go out there and get one and just test it out for yourself. I'm gearholic, and normally what I do is I test my gear out because I want to do it for you guys. I'm out there because I want to know that my product that I'm using is getting tested to the max, and it's not being just abused by some person who's just wanting to destroy it and make it look like it's a bad piece of equipment. I'm out there and I'm doing the real work that I need to do with it. I'm doing it properly. I'm splitting wood the way that you're supposed to split wood with an axe. I'm not trying to over test it. I'm not trying to do anything dumb with it. I'm not throwing it, I'm going to be doing the real work that normal people would do in an everyday situation, and testing it the way it was supposed to be tested. Because I think that all products out there need to be tested, and they need to have their limitations. And I want to either find them or see that the fact that whatever they're producing, whether these companies are producing good equipment or bad equipment, that's my end goal. So really, that's all I have to say for now. I'm gearaholic, and like I say always, be safe out there and try not to cut yourselves. All right, I'll see you guys later.